cartridges, hit and reset. 8-bit dreams, can't lose that bet. Floppy disks and arcade lights. Pac-Man, Frogger, we're playing all night. Simpsons in the background, neon in the air. 80s vibes, man, we didn't care. VHS tapes, staying up too late. Saturday cartoons, can't wait to escape. Dial-ups humming, we're hacking the code. Back when everything was in upload mode. Atari, Commodore, pixels on screen. Living in the future was more than a dream. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll and roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school. MTV playing our favorite jams, moonwalking with MJ, Neon Slam. Ghostbusters gear, we're ready to go. Chasing slasher scenes, fears in tow. Back to the future, hop in the DeLorean. Knight Rider cruising, man, there's no ignoring them. Battlestar Galactica, what a ride. Looney Tunes, antics, pure joy inside. Blockbusters ruled, we lined up for days. Video games booted up in the pixelated maze. Movie marathons and popcorn nights, we ruled the screen, living in the lights. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school. Grab your joystick, the game's about to start. A high-score world, now that's an art. We're cruising on hoverboards, living our dream. Old school forever, we're igniting the scene. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school.
Well. I know it's not Friday. We're starting off really early today. But why do I have a monkey there? Did I screw something up still? I probably did. Let's see here. If I can find out what's going on with this monkey business. Let's see here. Where is it? I think I have the crime blue dog back here. Let's try this again. That's better. I must have typed something wrong there. So, hey, welcome, everyone. Robin, we'll talk a little bit about that, I think. So I'm doing a show today, literally during the day, with Blue, who's crying like a little baby today because I made him come down in the cold basement because it is cold here in New York. Because I'm flying to Cincinnati tomorrow, visit my friends out there. Blue, you keep moving yourself too. We get this camera, I gotta keep moving the camera here, just keep doing these changes. So I figure rather than just not doing a show at all this week, I'll do a little something here, some updates, a couple of things I could talk about. So, so I see a stream. Well, well, you know what? I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with this show at this point. I started this with Steve, and I'm not quite sure how I want to do with Kicking Old School. I got to figure something out soon. It's obviously going to be Blue, right? You're going to be on the show. I'm trying to get Cole engaged. And I'll have guests on once in a while, but I've definitely taken a sabbatical of sorts, I guess, with the show. But some things I wanted to talk about. Again, I'm not going to be here tomorrow night, flying out. But let's pop this up over here. Got stuff all around the screens here. Let's pull up this one. There we go. So if we look over here, on Monday, the Vectrex Mini did launch, and it even blew away my FU, which was to be expected. I mean, it's a much cheaper console, and it's a well-known console. And I did back it. Now, I was there. This Kickstarter opened on the East Coast at 10 a.m. on Monday, and I was there at like 9:59 a.m. on a laptop, a tablet, and my cell phone, all trying. Because they had they had 50 $99 units. I think then it was like 300, 129 units. And then it went up to like 160, something like that. So I was trying to get in the bucket and couldn't get in on the $99 one. That was like trying to buy concert tickets. It was gone in a microsecond. They were gone. So I tried getting the $129 one, the 300, and couldn't get that one either. So I'm not going to lie, I was a little pissed off. Like, God damn it. I really tried to get it. I was like, I don't need this anyway. I have 2 real Vectrex units. But on the other side of the coin, I want to support someone who's, using Kickstarter to launch a console, a retro console. I'm like, you know what, Glenn? Okay, let's pitch in. So I did buy the standard one here. I still may go back now and buy a couple of the wireless controllers because they will work in the original Vectrex. And look at this. They blew past their goal in 15 minutes, which was great. And they're at $772,000 with 25 days to go. I guarantee that this will probably hit $1 million. And that's great because the Vectrex came out in 1982 at pretty much the tail end of the golden era, and the gaming crash was just about to happen. So this wasn't out very long when the gaming crash hit. And too many people haven't experienced the real Vectrex, which is kind of sad because it really is an awesome console. I have 2 that still work to this day. I knock on wood because it's a real CRT in there, a vector monitor. And, there's capacitors that can go bad. I probably should get it really fixed up. But that CRT, I don't want to ship it anywhere because if that CRT gets damaged, man, there's really no way to replace it. So I figured, I'm going to buy this Mini, and I am looking forward to it. And they've hit so many of their goals. We're probably going to get every stretch goal they did, and maybe they'll come up with some new ones on here as well. And Brady's asking, the Mini wireless controls will work on the original Vectrex? Yes, they are pin compatible, so they should work just fine on an original Vectrex. Something I want to try when I get mine, but it is supposed to work on it. And you get the little overlays. Now, my Vectrex units, I have 1 overlay. That's not true. I think I have 2 overlays. That's it. So this will come in all the overlays. Now, I have had people print, on transparency paper, but it's not the real thing. It's not these real solid transparencies. But I'm really excited. This is a small group of people who really are passionate about this machine, and I had to support it. I sent them a message saying, listen, I had to buy it and support you guys, but they didn't need it. But I still want to support this because these are the type of things that the community needs. This Vectrex Mini. Now, would it have been great if they had a real CRT? Of course, since I just hit the keyboard on that. Of course, it'd be great to have a real CRT, but there's really no one who makes it. And anyone who was going to make one would charge a fortune. So I'm actually okay with the OLED screen that they're going to use on this one. I'm just excited to get it. It won't be out for like a year. But I do predict at least $1 million, if not more, on this. I'd be surprised with 25 days to go and the amount of support they're getting that they don't hit the $1 million mark on this. Give a wave back. So again, people just joining, I'm just doing the show today because I'm going to be on an airplane tomorrow. I'm going out to Cincinnati to meet a friend of mine, and I'm going to visit the Christmas Story house, which is kind of cool. And my brother, for some reason, doesn't like that movie. It's been out a million times. It's been played, I know, a lot, but I still enjoyed that movie. You'll Shoot Your Eye Out, the bullies and stuff like that. It was just the leg lamp. I mean, cool thing. So I want to see the house, and there's the Rock Hall of Fame out there. So I'm going to spend the weekend with my friend Tim and his family, and we'll see what goes out there. But again, this is going pretty good. Another thing I wanted to talk about, again, this is probably not going to be a super long show, but maybe you can watch it on a rerun on Friday at 8 o'clock when I'm not going to be around. No, I don't want to join this. I do want to talk about Numbskull again. Now, I don't have a ton of their stuff, I do run their Numbskull fan page on Facebook. If you want to join that, it's the Numbskull Quarter Arcade fan page. And a couple of things I'm looking forward to. I do have the Pac-Man. I got the Pac-Man on Pi Day. It was at such a great deal. I got it for like $90, and it really is a really good arcade machine. It's bigger than I generally like. It's more. I guess some people say more usable than the quarter scale, like the New Wave Toys or mine. But I guess it depends what you like. I do like the Numbskulls, especially the Space Invaders. I got Space Invaders Part 2. They did send that one out to me for a review when that one came out, and I love it. There's probably a couple tweaks I'm going to do to it. I know they spent a lot of time really trying to get that pepper ghost effect perfect, but it was very hard to do. And there's a couple of, I think, diodes or resistors you could put in there that makes it look even better. But huge Space Invaders fan from Numbskull with that Space Invaders Part 2. And of course, they're coming out with Lunar Lander. I know P-Dubs just did a video recently of the Lunar Lander, and I know it's not the most incredible arcade game per se. I enjoy it, but a lot of people just like it's a very boring game. But it was, I think, one of the first, if not first, vector games that went into the arcades. It's actually the same cabinet as Asteroids, because Asteroids came out not too far after it, and it did much better than Lunar Lander. It is a better game overall as far as action and getting high scores. So they converted Lunar Landers into Asteroids. But that throttle, which I actually have behind Blue right over there, right above his head, I did make a throttle myself that I am going to see if we can put into the as an option for the FU at some point, because I do like Lunar Lander, and I do want to get my hands on the Lunar Lander Quarter Arcade Collector's Edition. I'll probably wait a little bit until it gets on sale. Sometimes it goes on Amazon. They go on sale, so I'll try and get it at that point. But also coming out with a Pong, and of course I have my Pong over there that I made thanks to my buddy John Sloan, and I don't know. So I'm probably going to get theirs as well. I do want to support these companies with these type of machines. So $299. Some people say it's a lot of money. It really depends. And Blue's nice standing up. I got to move this again. Let's get Blue back in the shot. There we go. Much better. So Numbskull makes some really good things as well. So I do want to support them on that. Another thing I did want to just touch base on. I'll get to the chat. But another thing I want to talk about is, of course, Basic Fun. And, Basic Fun has been around a while, as Mike B, the Game Genie, makes fun of me a lot of times. They says good sturdy plastic. Well, they did use good sturdy plastic because they were small, $20, $30, maybe $40 little arcade machines. Now they're Space Invaders with the Pepper Ghost effect. Yes, they did make one, and it's one of my favorite my arcades of all time. Next to Pole Position, of course, is they do make them pretty solid, but they are right in the name. It is Basic Fun, basic. So you're not going to get all the thrills of everything, but the small ones, for the price, I thought were pretty good. I mean, $30, $24. The Pole Position is phenomenal. It really is. And there are Space Invaders with the Pepper Ghost effect is really good. You can use Trekker to get a little base stand for it, a 3D base stand for it. But, when you start talking about these things right here, it's funny. I called it way back when. This a little bit. This was I really wasn't going to do a show, but I'm just doing it anyway. So high quality stuff here, guys, I know. So when people were talking about Basic Fun, it was really funny. And I have to say funny because it's hysterical to me that people were expecting them to do something phenomenal, like something better than Arcade 1-Up did. And they're shocked that it's not. Maybe it's a little bit worse. Depending, I guess I don't have one. I'm just going by reviews I've seen. But the company was never known to make high quality stuff. It's Basic Fun. Now, $300 for the WrestleFest, I already know there's a lot of issues with the WrestleFest, even with the maybe the control panels rubbing off like the original Arcade 1-Ups did. But at $300, that is a little bit better. Free delivery. That's what like Arcade 1-Up was doing back in the day with Asteroids and early machines. That was fine with. But I've seen some of these. I think I saw Centipede going for $600. They're out of the fucking minds. They're literally out of the fucking minds. Who's going to spend $600? Somebody will. Obviously, people will. They always spend the money to buy it. But you're not going to get $600 worth of value. Basic Fun Centipede. You're not. I would simply wait for those to go on sale as well, because as reviews have been out there, they have not been that good. And that's when the prices will start to go down. So I definitely would say people, if you are interested in these machines, $300 to me is a little bit more palatable because that's kind of where Arcade One Up started with their quality. So you kind of knew what there was. But it's just funny that people were expecting these machines to be like so good. Again, people buy what they want to buy. It's a free country. You can do what you want with your money. I personally will not buy any of those basic fun units. And people have been asking me flat out, Glenn, you can make controllers for this, you can make controllers for that. I will say I still have a very bad taste in my mouth from Arcade One Up and working with them and other companies like that. So I don't know. Of course, it's about the community. If I get a lot of feedback from people saying that they really need controllers or trackballs or spinners for these things, I will look into it. But I probably will partner with somebody who has one because I'm not going to buy one. I'm not going to spend my money on those machines. So that's, you want to report on that from people watching. I'm not saying I won't make controllers for it, but I personally won't shell out money to get them. If someone has a controller that's bad and maybe I could work with somebody on controllers. If the ones from Arcade One Up don't work, again, I have no idea if they do. Don't know if they don't. We'll have to wait and see on that. Now, as far as New Wave Toys and Shiloh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say I'm being ghosted by New Wave Toys because that would be an overstatement. But I don't know. I'll have to wait and see which Shiloh's going. He did get into a very bad accident. I've reached out a few times, haven't heard back from him on anything. So I don't know. We do know that at least at BJ's, they are sending out their all-in-one Golden Tee. And they did say that the Golden Tee Replicade would be coming out shortly afterwards. I assume that is moving forward. But I can't say one way or the other because I've got, oh my God, Blue. Calm down. I'm getting to all the news. Thank you. So I really don't know what's going on over at New Wave Toys. I've heard nothing from Shiloh. And Eduardo, I'm going to say right now, I'm not feeling warm and fuzzies from Eduardo right now. He had given me some information that I passed along, and apparently he feels I did something wrong. So I don't know. This is the problem I'm having nowadays. I try to work with these companies, help these companies, and if something doesn't go wrong with those companies, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. So it's one of those things now where I'm starting to get to the point of where I should really maybe just focus on my stuff and partners who do want to communicate properly with me. Right now, Polycade, they're doing really well with me as well. But as far as New Wave Toys, I have no idea what's going on over there. And I'm really not a fan of the last couple of messages I got from Eduardo on stuff going on over there. And I'll leave it at that. It's kind of got under my skin a little bit because I did nothing wrong, but they're putting some blame on me for stuff. So whatever it is with that. Let's go look at some of the chat here. Will you play it online with me when it launches? I have to look back. Was that the FU? Was that something else? What are we doing with playing online with? Let's see here. Trying to go through the chat. My eyes are really shot today. Ooh. The little lander on the numbskull really does look great. I mean, they did a really nice job with it. And I do want to have that option on the FU. I do want to have the Paperboy controller. We're still working on that. Now, we had someone who's going to was supposed to send me a 720 controller, and that never materialized. So I'm still looking to get my hands on an original 720 controller, even just for a short time. Blue, sit down, behave. Thank you. So I'm still looking for someone who has a 720 controller, like at least we can look at, and we would return it, obviously. But that's holding us up a little bit because I don't have a controller to try. The Be Me. Yes, there's no show Friday because I'm going to be in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm going on another mini vacation, I guess you could say that. I'm meeting a good friend of mine out there, Tim. He actually was instrumental in helping me when I went to the Cleveland Gaming Classic back in 2023. It's been so long, I can't even remember. Hold on one second. I need to talk to my child. Blue, lie down. Lie down. Lie down. Thank you. So I'm going to be flying out tomorrow morning. Blue's not listening, just like my son. I'm flying out tomorrow morning at 7:30 to Cleveland, and I won't be back until Sunday or Monday. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out. So I didn't want to. I can't do a show tomorrow night because I'm not going to be around. But I didn't want to have another not doing a Kickin'it Old School, so I thought I would just do this show right here. What's this over here? Ooh, this sounds interesting. I saw a digital version of a board game, Arkham Horror, and coming stream in 2026. Potentially. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, it says it's gonna be on Delta Airlines. I got to fly out of LaGuardia. I don't like flying out of LaGuardia. I like flying out of Westchester Airport. It's a much smaller, closer airport. So I'm gonna have my brother drop me off at 4:30. We're leaving. No, we're leaving 4 a.m. Be there for 5. 2-hour wait and the flight. So because of that, I want to do a little show today. Just kind of talk about these couple things here. Oh, Blue, would you calm down? You're getting very annoying. He's not going to give you food. He's cooking dinner for people. So you're not going upstairs to haunt him. So lie down, like I asked. Lie down all the way. Lie down. No, lie down. Don't get up. Lie down. Lie down right now. Lie down. Lie down. You can squawk all you want. You're not going upstairs. Oh my God. It's like having another child here. So those are the big things I really wanted to talk about. Was really just congratulations to the team with the Vectrex Mini. Hopefully they make more products outside of the Vectrex. I would love to see, again, I can't say they could do a Dreamcast one. That'd be kind of, Blue is in charge, you're right. But I would like to see a Dreamcast Mini. I think that'd be great. But I would like to see some of these older consoles. I'm thankful Atari, did appropriate the Intellivision property. And they're coming out with their Intellivision. It's not really a mini, maybe a semi-mini, I guess. So I'll probably buy that as well. I will say that at Games, with their mini Intellivision they had done, was actually pretty good. Their ColecoVision one was a horrible horror mistake. They did a terrible job with the ColecoVision one, but the Intellivision one they did pretty good job. So I want to see how well Atari does. It would have been nice if they did have a similar cartridge port, because on their 2600 plus. There was a cartridge port, but no SD card slot. Now, I think on this one, there'll be an SD card slot, but no cartridge slot, which is kind of a shame, but that is what it is. Hollywood Polo. See, Blue, people want to hug you, but you have to be quiet. If you want a treat, you need to be quiet. That's the bribery I'm giving you. Do you want treats? Then lie down. Lie down. I guess it's close to lie down as I'm going to get from him today. So that's it. So, I guess talk a little about the FU as well, right? People come for that as well. So the FU, everything is pretty much done. The Viper software, or the Viper Venom software, I said, is pretty much done. The auto rotation for the Blue, would you stop? For the 19-inch screen is all done and works properly. The 26-inch screen as well. I have one surprise that I'm just trying to get my team to do it my way. There's an enhancement, which I think is a pretty cool enhancement to the FU. But there's a couple ways of doing it. There's just the way to make it happen, make it do what I want, but I don't like how they're implementing it. If I'm going to be selling this with my name on it, I want it to be done in a way that I think everyone out there is going to like it. I mean, you could put enhancements, you could put parts, you could put things on machines, but implement it in a way that's so annoying, people are going to squawk about it. I would squawk about it. So I'm trying to have the team implement it the way I want to have it implemented, and then I'll be able to share it with you guys on the FU. The control decks are all set to go. We have a couple of software programs that I would like to have running on the Viper Venom. I got approval and the okay from a couple of developers. but they were Windows-based applications. So we need to get them to work on the Viper Venom. So that may not be ready for launch because I need to work with the developer for our developers at Arcade to make that work. But I'm still working on things for that as well. God, I really want to talk more about that enhancement, but first, I'm not drinking any alcohol, so I have better lips. I keep my mouth shut a little bit more. But I don't want to give too much away on it until I know it's being implemented in a way that I feel is the right way, not just implementing it. Because you can open a door, or you can have a door open electronically, and all those different things. I want it done the right way, I guess, basically. Oh, I forgot about that too. Yes. Okay, so I'm just waiting for them to make the official announcement. So we do have, and thanks for the question, Michael B. I forgot to bring that up. So X-Arcade and T-Sticks and GRS will be releasing the Viper for the X-Arcade. And I posted a picture on my channel not too long ago. And it's in its own enclosure. It's color matched to the X-Arcade. It will have a clip-on part to make it attach or easily unattach to the X-Arcade unit. But this way, you will be able to take the machine and have everything all in one. You can have all your retro games on there. You can still do the VR pinball. There's all these enhancements for the X-Arcade. And that's what I like about X-Arcade is they didn't just sell something and walk away. They're still working with us. We developed a lot of the things for them. The pinball, all the pinball controls you guys are raving about came from our team. Just so you guys know that. We designed it for the X-Arcade. So you're welcome. But that comes with, say, that's what gets me so annoyed is I work with these companies and they're so good, but when something goes, I don't want to talk about that anymore. I'm going to shut up about that other part. We have Gallagher guy here. So Gallagher guy is saying right here, and I agree with him. He's already having a hard time with the time change. Going live make me feel like it's Friday night. So I am sorry about that. It's not Friday. I mean, it's Friday for me. I was off today to get packed, and I had to put a new Nest thermostat in because I want to touch base on that too. When you buy stuff today, what sucks about it is you don't own jack diddly. I bought the Nest thermostat. It's a Gen 1 Nest thermostat. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It works great. But Nest decides they don't want to support it anymore. So I had to buy a Nest Gen 4. Now, they did give me $100 off. So it was a $250. I paid $140 for it, I guess, something like that. There was nothing wrong with the Nest thermostat. I had to forcibly be pushed into buying a new Nest thermostat. Now, I did find that they have hacked hardware. Excuse me 1 second. Blue. Enough. Thank you. There's a hacked firmware for the original Nest that I can get working, but you should have to do that. My Wemo, I got like 25 Wemo wall switches or Wemo electric outlet switches that in January are worthless. This is a sucky thing that's happening in this world of you own nothing, you have a license to use it, and then they take it away. That's what's good about the stuff behind me over here. The old system, the retro systems, the old gaming system. You actually physically had a cartridge. You physically had a cassette. You physically had a DVD. You physically had an electric switch, a wall switch. These companies will milk you into their ecosystem. You buy into the ecosystem. Then they decide one day, we're not going to support it anymore. We're sorry. WeMax says, yeah, we're sorry, it's disappointing, but we're still shutting it off. Nothing wrong with them. They're just discontinuing them. And real quick, and I want to say thank you here to Jason. You don't have to do this, Brett, but he wanted to give me a $10 safe travels, my friend. Trust me when I say I want safe travels too. I'm not a huge person with flying, especially right now with the government shutdown going on. Who knows what's going on? But let me give you a happy blue chat, not this crying dog behind me right now. All right, thanks, Jason. I really appreciate that. What's this here? The show is more important than sleep. Well, it is. But like I said, I am I am struggling with certain things right now. I'm struggling what to do with Kicking It Old School. Do I keep it a weekly show? Do I change it to maybe bi-weekly? Do I change it to monthly? I don't know. Do I bring another host on? Do I not bring a host on? Do I take Blue outside and hose him down because he's crying because my brother's cooking upstairs? You're not getting any of the food. So stop. Thank you. It's a trap. It's a trap. But, the other thing that still gets me a lot really is drama that's still being done in the community. They're trying to pull me back in to drama with, I'm going to say, factions. There's different gaming factions. There's this faction, there's that faction, there's this faction, there's this company, this company. I don't want to be part of the drama. I just want to focus on trying to help people out, make better controls, make better systems, work with companies like New Wave Toys, like Polycade, like X-Arcade, like American Gear Company, that want to bring a good product and listen to the people, listen to the community. That's what I care about. I don't give a flying F about who said what to who or who said what to what. I've had to come to that realization the hard way. I've had a lot of support. Absolutely, I've had a lot of support. I'm very thankful to everyone who's given me support to this day. And I also know people who have backstabbed me. And I still talk to some of those people. Now, it's no one in this chat here. Don't think you know who it is. You don't. But there were people that were basically spies spying back and forth. And I'm going to put this out there as well. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Blue, shush. Is that I know a lot of people want me and John D to kiss and make up and talk and stuff like that. I need people to understand there's definitely been too much bad blood, too much things that was done to me by John that I cannot do that. That doesn't mean I don't wish him the best. John D is working on his own company. He's working on his own product. He had reached out. I'm not going to lie. He did reach out to me. He wanted me to sell my products, work with him. I declined. I still wish John the best. I hope he's got a family. He's got kids. He's got people that work for him. So I wish him the best with his endeavors. Like I said, he did reach out to me. I refused. Probably a pretty good lucrative thing to sell joysticks and buttons and controllers with him. But unfortunately, there's just been too much bad blood, and I will not go back into something just because money's involved. Everyone who knows me, I don't give a flying F about the money. What I care about is the people's experience, that people have and get quality items that they can use and when they spend the money on it. So that's what I care about. I have not made, it's not true, I made money here, made money there, but I've made maybe total, since I've been doing this for 2025, 7.5 years, I probably made about $3,000. That's working full time. That's with 7 or 8 Facebook groups. That's working with these companies. That's working with T-Sticks. That's posting videos, doing reviews, doing this stuff, dealing with my dog crying back here. So it is what it is. But as far as me, people go, Glenn, did you hear this? Glenn, did you hear that? I don't care. I don't want the drama. I don't want to be involved with the drama. I used to care a lot what people think, and I do. But what I don't care about is when people say, what you heard, know what I heard, know what I heard. I'm not a 5-year-old in elementary school. I'm an adult. I don't care what people said behind closed doors. When people talk bad about me, you guys out there who do know me know the truth, because I've always been straight up and honest with you guys. So that's it. So it's more of a rambling show. Maybe it just turns from Kicking Old School to Rambling Glenn's show. That's it. And I think for a while, even right now, block that bullshit out. That's the problem. I've had a lot of people saying they block them in this group, block them in that group, block this, block that. In America, it's free speech. Now, I have no problem because I have nothing to hide. I'll engage with that person. Now, sometimes people will just constantly stick to bullshit and lies, and then I'll just ignore them after a while. I just don't respond to them, because there are certain people like flat earthers. The earth is flat. Okay, you're confused. There's no convincing me otherwise. I just walk away. And that's one of the big boy pants things I had to learn, was when to just walk away. So that's it. It is. Goodfoot, you're right. And like I said, that's my problem I'm having right now, because I've been doing this YouTube for over 10 years. I've been doing products now for about 7 years, and I have my blue dog crying for the last half hour. I'm not sure what I want to do going forward. And I'm just being honest. I'm not saying I'm killing my channel. I'm not saying I'm stopping building products. I'm not working with other companies. What I'm saying is, I don't know right now. I think I've been trying so hard, so long, because that's my personality. I think everyone is like me, that everyone does care, that everyone wants to put the best thing out there. And I'm finding more and more there are like Shiloh, Numbskull, companies like that, GRS with Tyler, at games to a point. There are people who do want to build a good Blue. All right, go. Go ahead, go. He's not going to feed you. My God. It's like a kid. When are we going to be there? When are we going to be there? My frustration and my issue is, I think a lot of people are like me, that people do want to build a good product, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people want to sell something, make money, and get out of the game. And that's what gets me when I see a lot of people going crazy over like basic fun, and they're just like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing. It's a crappy product. It's a crappy product. It is. But that's just me. But it drives me crazy, because you could get so much better if you guys let these companies know, I'm not willing to spend $599 for a centipede of that quality. So I guess that's my frustration as well. I work with a lot of these companies, and sometimes I feel betrayed by them as well, to a point. But again, it kind of is what it is. Grow up, Glenn. I get it. Not everything goes your way, Glenn. I get it. It's just that I have a different mindset. I have a different mindset about the community, and a different mindset about retro gaming. And I get it. There's the PS26s and Xbox 19s. I don't care about those. The newest console that I actually really would play would probably be the 360. And even then, I only play Halo and Gears of War on that. I don't play anything else on that at all. I'm more of the classic games, the classic arcade games, the classic Ataris and stuff like that. So that's why I'm kind of happy with Atari doing that. I would love to see a ColecoVision one to come out. That to me is important. And the most important thing is that there's no downloadable content, not something that you can buy and they take away later. That's what gets me as well. I feel very betrayed by Google and Wemo and a lot of other companies that you spend all this money, thousands of dollars to buy this stuff, to go one day, yeah, we'll discontinue it. Nothing wrong with it. You know what? You can set up a home server and have it still work if you want to. Nope, just go scratch. And that's my concern with these new gaming systems, where it's only downloadable content, or the console has no optical drive or cartridge slot. That's my concern. We've seen it so many times. All these people, like World of Warcraft for a while, they shut those servers down. Eventually, people got their own, and they're doing it that way. But that's my concern with everything, is this stuff should not be treated as a commodity that you consume and you throw away. All of these games, all the music, all of these shows are an art, and it shouldn't be lost to time, or because a company decided the license is no longer valid for you with pulling it away. Like, look at great example is like Frogger on Arcade 1-Up. They couldn't get the license for the music, and it had a different music. Same, I think, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Which is why you need to preserve the older ones, because you're going to lose out otherwise on it. What's this here? I appreciate that. That GRS pinball, I guess, would have to be considered now the X-Arcade pinball. We designed that for them, and it's doing very well. That 1/6 scale pinball, I think, is ever going to happen. It's been like 2 years now, and I think it's at 6,000 views. So I'll never be able to convince my team over all that time, they've even hit 10,000 at this point, that's a product that people would actually buy. Unfortunately, He is cute, but he never stops eating. I mean, I didn't bring treats down here now because I wasn't going to do a show. I was going to be like, you know what? I'm not going to do a show all this week. Then I felt bad because I only did one show, and the week before I didn't do a show. So I want to kind of do something right now. But he ate. The dog eats all the time. He's a bottomless pit. He's worse than my son. You know what? I don't know if I can't tell if it's sarcastic or not, but it is a very fun and challenging game. It's a puzzle game. It's a puzzle game, and it is a good game. It's not the most graphic intensive thing, but I was never big on graphics. Of course, I do like good graphics. I like Resident Evil on the Dreamcast. I love that. I love Halo. I love Gears of War. But a game could be just as addictive and fun without high-end graphics. And Robbie Roto is a very fun, addictive game. I'm hoping we can get the other games I have lined up ported for the Viper and the Viper Venom. And again, it's just time. We're a small group of people, and the people I'm getting it from, even though it's a really fun, actually amazingly fun games, they have a life too, and they're doing me a favor by doing this. So it'll come out at some point. Right, I agree. So, but even it is a difficult one. But if at Games was able to get a bunch of games for the ColecoVision, and again, you can make a mini with an SD card slot or a cartridge slot, and then you don't have to worry about that. But some people can't buy a ColecoVision, or some ColecoVision is not working, or people want HDMI out because they don't have a regular TV set. I would still love to see a ColecoVision Mini with whatever came from Coleco itself. You would not get Donkey Kong, and that's a valid point. You wouldn't get Donkey Kong, but if you have an SD card slot or if you have a cartridge slot, you can just put that game back on there. But it would be really nice to get real better controllers. I would love to see an Atari 5200. That console has not gotten a good rap, unfortunately, but it's because of the controllers. The 5200 was a great console, never had a chance. Just like even the Jaguar. The Jaguar, the homebrew community has been keeping that alive. There's a lot of fun games in there. Alien vs. the Predator, Tempest 2000, Defender 2000, Castle Wolfenstein, Doom, the best home port there ever was. The Jaguar's got a lot of good stuff on it. I would still like to see a mini of the Jaguar, and maybe do a 3-inch CD-ROM on top, just to be stupid, because that's what I would do if I could. But what is this here? And then they're very fun, and that's the thing. A game does not have to have 3D high-end graphics to be a fun game. Thank you. I do too. I think it's a really good game. Of course, I would like to get more licensed games in there, and I'm working on it in between everything else. But I guess this turned out to be another one of Glenn's bitch sessions over everything else. But I did want to just do a little show today for a little while, because I was going to do one tomorrow. Let's see what's over here. I tell you, I could play Streets of Rage on the Sega Genesis all day long. I never actually played the modern version, which I guess is on Steam. But maybe I'll play it at some point. So I've mentioned it before. I've mentioned it again. So I am working on a Paperboy controller. I'm working on that. The 720 is on hold because the person who was going to send me the controller never did. So I'm trying to get a physical one just to test that one out. There was still the Battlezone controller. We're still working on that. I've been haunting my team about the Star Wars Flight Yoke throttle and analog controller and additional buttons on there. I don't know what the delay's been on with that, but I want to get that one out as well. Thank you. Leaving out of LaGuardia, assuming that the government shutdown doesn't delay it. I've been getting a lot of emails today saying, the flight could be canceled because of the federal being shut down, but it hasn't been canceled yet. So I got to keep my eye on the flight. And my flight technically is supposed to come back on Sunday, but I'm going to see once I'm out there if I can push it to Monday. This way I have an extra day out there. Tim is a really good guy, and I like to stay out there a little bit longer if I can, if it's possible. And that's perfect. That's what I'm going to put on there myself. But the good thing about the Viper Venom is you can put on much more powerful games on there if you wanted to. But I'm definitely more the retro gaming guy. Now, if you want to take a retro game like Wizard of War, and you have the Wizard of Walls, and you enhance it like that. That was great. That was a really fun game. And there's been so many like hacks of Donkey Kong, with different things in there. I love all that stuff. That's kind of bummed me out about Atari Age, because you used to be able to go to Atari Age and all these free ROMs on there, or hack ROMs like Pac-Man 4K, Pac-Man 8K, all on Atari Age. That's kind of all gone. So Atari buying that was kind of a disappointing thing for me. Now it's mostly still there, but the ROMs and stuff like that have kind of been pushed out because now they want to sell it. They want to sell you those games versus when you could download them for free when people put them up there. So put in the chat for people who are here, did you guys back the Vectrex Mini? Because, man, I did, and I think it's going to be phenomenal. But I don't know if anyone in the chat right now actually backed the Kickstarter. Because if not, you should. Throw one in there if you backed it. Never played one. Well, then, dude, you got to back this because you're missing out. The Vectrex was a phenomenal system for its day, and even the games today are fun as hell. I saw a couple homebrews being worked on. Wipeout for the PlayStation. They're going to make it, or it looks very much like Wipeout on the Vectrex. And the Vectrex has an analog joystick, so it'll be perfect for that. And it looks really, really cool. We got some ones. Okay, so we got Jason backed it. Torque backed it. That's two at least. And open bore, and of course the Viper does support open bore, and the Venom supports open bore. I play a lot of that He-Man game, the He-Man game on there, and the Batman game. I play. And the Justice League Unlimited one, an open bore. I play. Green Sammy's got something here. Oh, thanks. Actually, you don't have to do that. You could have said that without the $9 super chat, but I do appreciate it. But we have to give you something fun. Who are you going to get? You're going to get. We'll give you some Star Trek.
Fire!
I still think that Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan and that battle scene is one of the best in movie history. I know the Star Wars and Battlestar Galactica was in the theaters, but there's something with that buildup of Khan and Kirk was dumbed it down. The original series, Kirk never would have did that. But that scene was phenomenal. I could watch it over and over again. Goofy Foot backed it. Excellent, my friend. Excellent. Jeff D, just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean you shouldn't back it. Because I'm telling you right now, you would not be disappointed with the Vectrex Mini. The games are very fun. And again, I tell anyone, if you ever run into a Vectrex in the wild, get it. Get it. If it's in working condition, absolutely get it. You know what? I hope so. I hope so. I mean, I think that the property. I'm a Skeletor fan more than He-Man. I always like I always went for Skeletor. And Eva Lynn was pretty good too. I'm just saying, she looked pretty good. So probably, I would say so. You can't, even if you're not a Star Trek fan, it was just a good movie, Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. Now, of course, these new Star Trek series are fucking up and ruining the legacy of Khan, but whatever. That movie was phenomenal. Phenomenal. The special effects were phenomenal. The story was phenomenal. I was 13 in the theater when I saw that, and I cried like a bitch when Spock died. It came out of nowhere that they killed him off. But then again, I also cried like a bitch in Generations when Kirk died. So who am I to judge? That's a great point. So if you want to try some of these Vectrex games, you can play in an emulator. Now, there are some emulators that actually support the overlays, and I would recommend, if you can get the overlays, play with the overlays. But they are really fun games, and I think this Mini, it was a little expensive, I thought, for the regular price. I thought the 129 would have been better for normal backers to come in, especially only 300 units. I thought was very low. But I want to support them, and I think it's going to be a fun little machine to take around because my real units never leave the house. I mean, when I pick them up, I'm like double-handing, holding it. I don't want to drop it and ruin that CRT. I appreciate that. My intentions are always trying to be what's best for you guys, the community, and that's why I have a lot of arguments even with my own team, because my team's like, well, this is what we can do, and I said, well, you could do that, but I don't know if I got that, this would bug me, or I would have wished it was done differently. So I'm trying to make my team understand, and they should, that if you listen to me, it'll when people review it, it'll be all positive, which is what you want, or at least less on the negative side. And it's a lot of stress. It's a lot of stress because it comes down to money. My team they feed their families. I have my regular job. That's where my money comes from. We're doing what I do during the day, but this is their meat and potatoes. So they have to balance that money and everything else. But I still say if I'm going to do something and I'm putting a feature in there, it's got to be done this way. Now I told them, I said, listen, if it's something you feel we can add like after the fact, like an enhancement we can add for a small fee, I'd be fine with that. But I'd rather release it that way with a small fee versus giving it in the machine half-ass. That to me is unacceptable. That is not something I'd want to receive in this FU. And this FU, I want this to be something when it gets out in the community, they love it. They love it as much as the Ikari. And the people who have the Ikari love their machines. It's unfortunate that it fell through, but even I stepped up on that one. I didn't have to come out and make the Ultimate Control Panel or the KVM once they went belly up. I still came out with both, and I supported it because you guys spent money on the Ikari, and I don't want that machine end up in the junkyard or butchered. I want to try and keep that around because, again, it's part of gaming history. That's why you always have to have HDMI out, and this does have HDMI out and a wireless controller. So you can still play the Vectrex games on a full-size TV, and you can have the wireless controller. So just consider it. Consider it. So I agree with the small screen on there. My eyes starting to go a little more in the morning. It's like too bright. I got to turn it down. Then once my eyes just got to go way up so I can see and read the screen. I get it. But the important thing is it has HDMI out and the wireless controller. So something to think about. So I think I pretty much touched on everything. I don't want this was going to be a really long show, but I did want to again have a show this Friday. So I'm still contemplating. I mean, 2025 is almost over. Maybe 2026 I'll have a completely revamped show at that point. But I do want to continue it in some fashion. But you guys are a big supporter for me, so I always listen to you guys. You can always, leave a comment down below of some ideas you guys might have for the show, or something you want to see changed. I do want to do maybe more gameplay, but I got to kind of change how my systems are done here, so that I could stream live and interact still with you guys. Just some ideas. Just trying to figure it out. But with that being said, it's not a long show, but I think I touched base on everything. Just know that I appreciate all you guys out there. Oh, what's this over here? Doop, doop. Yeah, G.I. Joe, we don't talk too often, but he's a really, really good guy, and I'm so happy for him that he's been getting his machines out. I saw a few of them are out there already, and he's a really good guy. So we do talk, so maybe it's not a bad idea. I'll reach out to him. Or reach out to me. It's not a bad idea. He's a really cool dude. He's very genuine, which is again something I really like about him. He's very honest and genuine, and he puts his heart into his things. So very, very good. I appreciate that as well. And again, I am stressing still on it because I want this to be done the right way. When this is released, I want it to be getting to you guys safe. I want it to do everything I promised, which looks like it will. But now I'm promising myself and adding stuff on there beyond those promises. And then my team is, they're working with me, but I want what I want. And they're like, well, we can't do it, or it's too expensive, or it's going to be this or that. And I'm saying, well, let's do it. I'm trying to compromise, show the ways we can do it. So I want to make an announcement for that last new thing I've added, aside from the gas and brake pedals for the steering wheel controllers. This one, I think it would be, as far as I know, no one else has done it in any way, shape, or form in a home arcade community. So it'd be a first, I think. But once I announce it, I'm sure people will say, oh, no, it's been done before. Like, okay, I didn't know. But I think, as far as I'm concerned, no one's done it before. And I don't want to announce it until I know it's solid. I want to know it's solid and it's there and it's baked in then I'll make the announcement what it is, and we'll see. And we'll see. Well, I do, and what I want is to make sure you guys get more than your money's worth. I want you guys to get this and go, holy shit, how do you only do it for this kind of money? I cannot believe I got this. This is amazing. It should have been 2 or 3 times the price. Sort of like with New Wave toys. When they were selling their machines for like $129, $99, the quality, and the quality is still really good. But people are like, oh my God, how are they selling it this cheap? I want that to be times 3 when this FU comes out. And again, I still have ideas and enhancements for the FU, so it's not going to be stopping, just like the X-Arcade. But that's how you do it. You have a good base. You have a good standing point for your product, and go out. And this will be the first time from a controller, from a simple spinner, trackball, all the way to a full-size arcade cabinet. In between that, we'll have product lines throughout this GRS ecosystem. That's what I want. When you think of GRS, Glenn's Retro Show, it'll of course be gaming retro systems if you want, or great retro systems. Though that's like FU, family unit, fun unit, that play on the words. But I simply want you guys to know when you buy something from T6 and GRS, you're going to get more than your money's worth out of it, and it's going to be high-end quality. That's why I take my hat off to New Wave Toys, to Build-A-Cade, to American Gear Company, and of course, X-Arcade. So, and there's more companies that we sell outside of that as well, but those are the big ones. What's this over here? Sure, yeah. So that won't happen once. We haven't charged anyone's credit card either. So once we get to the point we start charging people for the FU, they will ask for confirmation of your shipping address at that point. Because some people move. I mean, I think Kickstarter used to take it before, but then people were moving, had to change it anyway. So once you take the money and you get ready to deliver the product, that's when we'll do it. I'll tell you right now, just the product development cost, we've tried to keep under control as best we can, but I'm changing some things, so that kind of eats into our end a little bit, and it really wasn't much to begin with. And I took this much out of this project. I didn't take a dime, like the president. They don't even pay me $1, nothing, 0. But I want to leave it on that note for tonight. So I will be here next week, which will be, what is next week? I don't even know. The 14th. So I will not be doing a Kicking Old School tomorrow night at 8 p.m. because I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be in Cleveland. I do want to, again, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all of you guys, always have, always will, all the people who supported me, and I'm not trying to start any drama. I'm just saying I don't want to be a part of the drama. Everyone has a right to believe what they want to believe. Everyone has a right to do what they want to do, but I'm not at fault. That's the point I'm trying to make. Just because I'm friends with person A, B, or C, or I talk to you and they talk to them, it doesn't mean I need to get involved with it. If you have a problem with somebody, you go direct. If you have a company with a problem with them, you go direct to them. But I will say that if a company is having some issues, don't put that on me. That kind of got under my skin a little bit. But that is what it is. So you guys have a great day. I appreciate you guys tuning in for this show. If you're watching it now saying, what the hell? I'm just going on a trip, and I won't be able to show tomorrow night. Oh, what's this? What's this right here? Correct. Yep. It'll all for the At Games Legends Ultimate. Gotcha. Well, you can. You don't need the Venom per se. You can run Arcade Unchained on your At Games Legends Ultimate. My channel, I have a video on that as well. So it's not quite as powerful as the Venom, but it's good enough for the retro games. So you might want to take a look at that. You just put it on an SD card, not an SD card, a thumb drive, and you boot from it. It puts a bootstrap in there, and you can play the arcade. And of course, you can then play people on the Build-A-Cade. You can play people on the FU because it's all that same ecosystem. I'm actually really excited to see this house. I know they play this movie till it's to no end, but I still think it's a funny movie, and it was just kind of cool to see the house that it's in. So I'm going to enjoy that. Yeah, Blue was crying so much because my brother's cooking upstairs, and Blue's got to be under his feet. So I had to let him go. And I appreciate you guys coming in again, and I'm going to hopefully have a really good. Well, no, I am going to have a good time in Cleveland. I mean, I'm going to be out with Tim. We're going to have a blast. We're going to paint that town red, brother. I'll tell you that right now. I appreciate you, Jason, and yeah, there you go. So I think would it run in the Core Max? It might. I actually have a Core Max somewhere. I could try it out. Maybe I'll do that for an episode. But in any case, I'm going to cut it short here right now, everyone. Thank you for joining. I appreciate all the super chats. It wasn't necessary, but I thank you. But I always say every week, remember, tomorrow is never promised. It isn't. Make sure you stop and tell family and friends you love them. Some people could be going through things you don't know about. But in between those times, game on, my friends.
On cartridges, hidden reset, 8-bit dreams, can't lose that bet. Floppy disks and arcade lights, Pac-Man, Frogger, we're playing all night. Simpsons in the background, neon in the air, 80s vibes, man, we didn't care. VHS tapes staying up too late, Saturday cartoons, can't wait to escape. Dial-ups humming, we're hacking the code, back when everything was in upload mode. Atari, Commodore, pixels on screen, living in the future was more than a dream. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules, when the pixels pop and the world was cool. We're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades, TV shows that ruled, we're kicking it old school. MTV playing our favorite jams, moonwalking with MJ, Neon Slam, Ghostbusters gear, we're ready to go. Chasing slasher scenes, fears in tow. Back to the future, hop in the DeLorean, Knight Rider cruising, man, there's no ignoring them. Battlestar Galactica, what a ride. Looney Tunes antics, pure joy inside. Blockbusters ruled, we lined up for days. Video games booted up in the pixelated maze. Movie marathons and popcorn nights, we ruled the screen, living in the lights. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules, when the pixels pop and the world was cool. We're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, we're kicking it old school. Grab your joystick, the game's about to start. A high-score world, now that's an art. We're cruising on hoverboards, living our dream. Old school forever, we're igniting the scene. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules, when the pixels pop and the world was cool. We're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school,